Hey folks, welcome back to War Watch. We're going to do a War Room live session tonight. I'm joined with Swiller and Fried Potatoes. Hey guys, welcome in.
What up?
Hi.
Hey, we're up here on the big screen. I don't have my flight radar sharing right now, but yeah. Welcome in everyone. I just killed the 24/7 stream for just a few minutes while we're in here on the live to do some updates over there. So we're going to be doing some multi-purpose stuff here, multitasking. Let's see here. Ed Case, good evening, everyone.
Don't use the K word. It's not algorithm friendly.
Dee 1937, welcome in. J-Pass, hey, welcome in. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Rhonda, welcome back. Dave Blake, welcome in. J-Pass is here. Crackshot 322, hey, welcome in. 73 Dan Cat, good evening. We're also live over on the clock platform, or on the clock. I don't know what to call it ever. So if you're live over with us right now, you're only hearing one part of the conversation. Come join us over on the red platform, over on the major red one. I don't know. Fried, what's a good name? Swiller, what's a good name for the red platform, I guess? I don't know.
Oh, YT? No, YT is the red platform.
The YT. Come join us on the YT.
Yeah. But the TT over there.
The TT, the YT, the red platform. Over on the intertubes, the tubes.
You can say the tweet ski for the other one.
Oh, yeah. We are live over on the tweet ski as well. So if you're joining us over on the clock platform, welcome in. Again, you're only hearing part of the conversation. And join us over there on the tubes for everything else.
And by the way, notification confirmed.
Oh, perfect. Because the time from taking down the 24/7 stream and putting this one up was really close. So I wasn't sure if that notification would go up. But we're actually live tonight. Yesterday, I screwed up some button presses and clicks and stuff, or something weird happened. I'm going to blame myself,
technology. Though. No, that was technology.
It could have been me. Yeah, and we thought we were live. We're having a good conversation, and we're like, hey, we're live to no one. And then a few people somehow wandered in and found us. Yeah.
It really took a lot because I had to email myself the link just to even find it. So people really worked hard, I think, to find us yesterday. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Hey, we have a comment / question here from Bended Board 2282. I really want to figure out how to listen to 11175 on my portable shortwave radio on USB, but I think I really need a long antenna, 40 feet, to actually get anything. So do you have upper sideband on that shortwave? It comes with a few of them. If you do, that's totally awesome. And it depends on how close you live to one of the broadcast sites. If you tell us what maybe state you live in, if you feel like sharing, if you're not, that's totally fine. We can help you out. And if it does have an external antenna, we can definitely help out with that too. More the better on that right now. Don't overload it with like 300 feet or anything like that of cable, just random wire. But yeah. Also check out, depending on the time of day, 890902, 11175, and yeah, whole bunch of different channels to listen to on the HFGCS. Not to get too off topic before we get into the heavy stuff, but you can also listen online, like using Kiwi SDR and stuff like that. Fred's like, here we go. Frost is already into the
deep end. I'm laughing because that's what I kept thinking. Like, that's what I want for my birthday. Truly, I want one of these radios where I can listen to EAMS all day while I'm working. But I know deep down inside, I can always listen to it online. It just sounds so much better on a radio.
Well, yeah. The actual listening on the real analog radio, there's nothing like it.
It feels
kind of listening. Yeah, listening to, I'm guessing like records versus like an MP3. You're getting more scratches and raw audio and unprocessed sound. Kathy coming in with the $5 super chat. Hey, thank you so much, Kathy. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Let's check on chat. Amy's here. Hey, welcome in, Amy. And of course, we have Kathy. What a legend. Benderboard says, I made my own 30-foot wire antenna, soldered it to the external antenna jack. Awesome. You're like halfway there. I mean, have you heard anything yet on 11175? Also, if you're putting that outside, watch out for other cables, stuff like that. But get that antenna high up.
Absolutely. I drove
safely.
past a house today that had the antennas, and I thought, oh, I should stop because they were outside. But I thought, no, I'll just keep going. I don't need to be nerding out too much.
What were they doing, Fried?
They were standing outside, actually, and I was going to stop and talk to them about, radios and stuff. But I thought, no, I won't nerd out too much. Meet my neighbors another day.
Were they holding an antenna wire?
No, they had a big old antenna in the front of their house, and I've always wondered who lived there.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, guys, I like your antenna. Can we be good friends?
I thought that might be too Midwestern, but you never know.
Frost, does the material, like if he said he soldered it, does the type of solder, like say tinned solder versus non-tinned solder, silver solder, does the type of solder that you use have any effect on quality?
People probably fight me for this, but I would say using a regular shortwave radio, you're not going to hear the difference there. Possibly the quality or the type of cable that you're using for your random cable, maybe a little bit, but you're either going to pick it up or not at this point.
Gotcha. Benderboard said that he heard the 1 kilohertz carrier tone last night with it.
That's awesome. So you're picking up. That was nationwide. I don't know what that was, but yeah, that was heard on the East Coast and the West Coast. Let's see here. Bender says Eastern North Carolina in a rural area. There's a good chance you're going to be picking up some stuff. Try go back and forth between 890902, 11175, and if the sun is high in the sky, try 15016. We liked nerding out about radios here for sure. Radios, foods, flights, news, you name it. Tim, welcome in.
For dinner.
Tacos for dinner. I had a rotisserie chicken.
It's Wednesday. Why are you having tacos on a Wednesday?
Maybe you missed out on Taco Tuesday.
Oh, that's true.
It's a day late and a buck short. Story of my life.
Tim Harkness says, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Hey, thank you so much, Tim. Thank you so much for the reminder. And Regan responds to Benderboard saying, try listening to the time channel at 10 megahertz. That's the atomic clock broadcast.
By the way,
go ahead.
I've been meaning to ask this for a couple of nights now, a couple of past lives. Regan, can you let us know, or Reagan, can you let us know in chat, is it Regan or is it Reagan? Please and thank you.
And if it's not the one I've been saying, I apologize, but everyone knows that I say all the names wrong all the time. Let's see here.
Reagan.
Like the president. There you go.
Good job.
Like the Olympic dancer who won gold, right? Reagan.
I'll just now call him
that's the Australian break. No. Oh, geez, bro.
I didn't watch the Olympics. So
they just no, she was the Australian break dancer.
Australian? I thought she was the United States.
Didn't do much break dancing at all. As a matter of fact, she was the one that went viral for doing kangaroo hops in her breakdancing, and then come to find out afterwards, the only reason why she got sent to the Olympics for breakdancing was because she made her own competitions and her own governing body, and then awarded herself the awards that got her to qualify for the Olympics as the Australian breakdancer.
I remember this story.
Crazy.
If you're over on the clock platform watching us there right now on my cell phone, I'm actually going to restart the stream and put you in so you guys can hear this right now. So we'll see you back over there in just a minute. Okay, so give me 1 second. Swiller, Fried.
Yes.
What did you see in the sky today? What's some of the headlines you're tracking? And let me restart this clock platform here.
Well, I'll go first. And what I saw kept me up late last night when I saw Moose 40 actually do an emergency 7700 squawk over Bulgaria, and did a U-turn, kind of went back a loop-de-loop and landed in it looked like Sofia, Bulgaria. How do you say that? I don't exactly know.
Correct.
Is that right? And then I know there was a lot of NATO things going on. I did see a drone. It was a drone at the border of Latvia and Belarus, which I thought was interesting.
That is interesting. There's been that drone also up by North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
almost every day.
Oh my goodness!
Second day in a row today that we have been flying along with NATO some pretty heavy ISR missions off the coast of Kaliningrad. Been seeing flights that are P-8s, RC-135s, the G-55s that are the Army's Artemis II ISR platforms. Not to mention not the Bacon aircraft, but the other one, not the E-37. They've been flying around there too, and we've also sold a couple E-37s to Italy and a couple other countries. So it's not just American planes. They've been spamming pretty good. And then I guess today somewhere caught a glimpse of some F-35s flying around up there around that area as well. So we have been flying Chinese government style around Taiwan. We've been flying around Kaliningrad for the past couple of days. And speaking of Taiwan, China has also been stepping up its exercises around Taiwan. And over the past couple of days, numerous Chinese Coast Guard vessels incurring into Taiwanese waters.
Wow.
So today, I actually made a little YouTube short about it today, also posted over on the Clock platform. Just like a 30-second video about that. There was an F-35, which some people, because of the hex code, or not the hex code, but the way that it was flying was a P-8, because there was another P-8 over here. But there was an F-35 that started tracking, I think, just west of Ireland, possibly, and then came over here to the Baltic Sea. And the F-35, or a flight posing an F-35, I'm not sure, was here. We had an E-3 up over Europe, and then an F-16 that took off out of, I believe it was Warsaw or somewhere in Poland this afternoon. But again, like Swiller said, that was the second day that we've had ISR missions right on the border of Russia. And then, and this comes right on the heels of Russia calling out the United Kingdom for supplying a whole bunch of drones to Ukraine when they launched their 600 plus drone strike into Russia. And then following up from that, which we'll talk about, is Russia is clapping back with, as we stated yesterday would happen, conventional ballistic missiles into Kyiv, and they're causing quite the destruction tonight, their time right now. So a lot going on, a ton of stuff going on right now.
There really is.
Newsom's on my TV, and I just want to throw something at my TV right now. Sorry.
Midterms going on all over the country. Let's see here. Right over in the Middle East, we have C-17s, a couple tankers over here in the Persian Gulf area, Gulf of Oman, and the Strait of Hormuz. And what do we have over the United States right now? We have a P-8 party happening over in Florida. And
the Strait of America?
Strait of America. Yeah, it's our new territory, right? So when can I start taking a field trip over there?
I mean, I'm ready to swim in the Strait of America. You know what I mean?
Like a pleasure cruise. Why can't we start like auctioning that name off? Like the Gulf of McDonald's or the Taco Bell Strait.
Don't give them any ideas, bro. They're capitalists.
I mean,
they got shareholders.
We just hit an all-time debt What is it? What trillion are we at now? It's just a made up number at this point. How
That
much
would be
debt
devastating. That would be devastating because it would be like Miller Park, right? Miller Park, the Brewers are now AmFam Park. Like, no, it should just stay where it is, in my opinion. Like,
Agreed.
we don't need to get corporate America involved. Next thing you know, we have AmFam Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of AmFam. That'd be bad.
What is this NANA Shadow 60 out of Stockton? Unknown aircraft type, unknown everything except for hex code. Currently at 7,000 feet. Its FIR is Oakland. If anyone's tracking on at home and Flight Radar or ADSB or Skyglass,
what's
we
the
got
registration? November what?
Registration was November 89 6 Alpha Echo. And anyone tracking the hex code is Alpha Charlie 5 Bravo Alpha 3. That's a cool call sign with a NA flight out of that area. We've got two R-135s in the central of the United States right now.
Hey, Frost.
Top Cat 29 and Hoover 35. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question there. Well, the audience seems to have a question. The War Watcher asks, how do you delete in War Watch Intel /comms account? You know what? We haven't talked about any of that in a while, have we? The website and things like that.
Yeah, we can talk about it really quick. It's kind of in passive development, as in like when I find time. What are we deleting in there?
And just
I think probably the account.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me make a note to myself right now, and under the settings tab, I'll have a delete account in there. Or are we talking about like deleting a chat?
Those are great questions because
I'll make both.
Well, but it's a really good segue really quick to check out warwatchintel.com. There's a ton of different comms, some fun things to do over there. A lot of our information from the stream is actually plugged in over there. And there's Warwatch Intel Shop as well, which a lot of merchandise and things like that.
Don't forget it. Thank you, Fried, for talking about that, because I always forget. But there's also the clips feature, which you can clip stuff, or people clip stuff on the YouTube live, and it gets stored there online. So when you clip something, it keeps like the last 30 seconds or so, and you can share that with other people. So if you heard something interesting on ATC or on the HFGCS network, you can, like an EAM or a cool call sign or something like that, you can clip it and it puts it on there as well. The comms part, I don't know if it's directly shown on the website yet, but you can go to warwatchintel.com/comms. And you can kind of use it as a walkie-talkie /chat room / there is some free-to-play just for funsies casino games in there that kind of work. It's just kind of just a free-for-all right now.
It's all for entertainment purposes, but it is kind of fun to hear everybody's voice. So if you're in the chat, it's always nice to have everybody kind of over there in case we need to have something to say or at least say hi to each other. So
I use it and the reason I actually built it to begin with is if I needed a way to go live to the channel by voice really quick and I'm out and about or something and something major is happening or I need to spot something by voice or shout something out, I use it in the comms area. Again, you can also now private message each other with voice and text, but again, all that stuff's coming soon. I'm not sure if it's useful or not, but I'm building it anyways. So
he's so modest, isn't he?
Yeah, like most things, it's under construction. I would say most everything here is under construction.
Say, everything in life really is.
We took off 2 years ago on this magical journey in the sky, and the plane is not finished yet. But we've been flying this whole time.
Hey, Frost.
Sometimes flying blind. Yes, sir.
November 896 Alpha Echo is a former American Eurocopter company helicopter that was then transferred to the U.S. Army. It's a UH-72 Lakota transport helicopter assigned to California Air National Guard 3 140th Aviation Division.
Cool. Wonder what they're up to. Just taking a little Wednesday flight.
They transit from that Stockton airport to Mather, up to Redding, up to Reno, down to Fresno. The Lakotas are typically used for training Blackhawk pilots within the California Air National Guard.
Awesome. I am just taking them. I'm listening to you right now. I'm turning back on to monitor what's going on over on the clock stream here.
Speaking of listening,
yes.
Anybody out in the chat, it was brought to my attention that I may have had some audio issues last night. So if you guys are hearing me out there, let me know how I sound, if my volume is good, if there's any clicking or weird noises in the audio, let Frost know so we can address it.
Thank you, Swiller. Yeah. Yesterday, I think we were just plagued with technology problems. So thank you, everyone, for putting up with all of that last night, including the not being able to go live or something. That was weird. Give a huge shout out to everyone over on the clock platform watching in over there. Give us a shout out in chat. Sail away, Depths to AU. Who do we have chatting? Frost and the other two. So, of course, I'm Frost. Right below me on the lineup here is Fried. And then on the bottom there is Swiller. The Swiller. In chat, Swiller, you like the Swiller 85? Is that correct?
Yep, the Swiller 85.
The Swiller 85.
I'm in the bedroom, Reagan.
The War Watcher says, I can't hear any audio clips. I'll check on that. It might not be working. It's kind of a juggle to keep all the pieces working properly. I might have the bot help me. Then sometimes, like tonight, the bot decides to stop working and we just blame Tim, right? Right, Tim?
Sail, welcome in. Reagan, yeah, I'm in the bedroom tonight. It's air conditioned in the house as opposed to 100 degrees outside the house. So you were close, though. I am standing in front of my closet door. So just behind me is my closet, but I'm not in the closet. Especially being from California, I just want to reiterate, I am not in the closet.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole tonight.
Speaking of
because
shoes,
I'm not in the closet.
Speaking of shoes, Sale, I should have brought my shoes.
Fabulous.
I'm also going to get a Devo hat here eventually. Don't worry, it's coming.
Dave Blake, 3382 says clock platform. Some different platforms, like here on YouTube, they say, I don't know what's the truth and what's not the truth. They say they don't like you saying other platforms. So we refer to like the Tickety Talk platform, as the clock platform, and YouTube is the red platform and all that stuff. And it's all a mess. It's all a mess. We have our AI overlords listening to everything we say, which is kind of worse than the flock cameras.
Ross, the chats are flying across my screen here, but what I'm to gather is somebody has suggested that we need Devo helmets with Warwatch Intel logos.
I mean, not an awful idea.
Listen, Linda, late night chats get kind of funny with all kinds of conversations around here. I love this community. And yes, Devo has been brought up for the last couple nights. So
when I logged in after work, there was an awesome conversation happening about music. So we definitely keep ourselves occupied here with a whole bunch of different conversations, music, food, flights, whatever. Even when it's a low news day, right? Which today's not really a low news day, but we have fun here. I mean, we're more than just doom 24/7, right?
Speaking of, should we get back to some more interesting news? Is there more?
Yeah, so a big one. Trump said that he's done extending Iran any deals, and he's telling us the straight up to Iran. He's not ready to accept anything that Iran wants, and he's gonna. I'm not sure what the quote was, but he's gonna cause extreme economic hardship for the country of Iran. Was that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what he wants to do now. And he's calling on all of our allies, too, to stand with the United States to make sure that that happens as well.
And if any country like Oman gets in their way between their deals or tries to make new deals without the United States getting involved, they might want to move out the way. I don't know.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But hey, at least the White House has a new helipad.
Oh, do they?
What?
For Marine One? I didn't know that. Is that real?
Oh, yeah. No, you haven't been following that at all?
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah. So
I thought you were joking about the
No. He was
draining the pool.
He was complaining about the helicopters having to land on the White House lawn, saying that sometimes the grass gets really wet, and like if Melania gets off the helicopter and she's got heels on, that her heels sink in, and I think the Natalie Harp chick too, that their heels sink into the grass, and that it's a mess and this and that. So then he decided to build a helipad out there. He's constructed it of marble. It's a big giant seal of the president. I mean, for all intents and purposes, like it's a nice helipad, right? Like I'm not gonna lie and say it's not nice. But did we need it? We've been landing helicopters on the south lawn of the White House for 50 freaking years now without issues. Why? Just if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Concentrate on what needs to be concentrated on. I'm off my soapbox. Sorry, folks.
You're fine. Totally fine. I don't know. Tell us in chat. Did we need a new helipad for Marine One? Trump should just carry Melania and the human printer over his shoulders and take him on in.
Oh, that human printer story. Gets me.
I can never remember her name.
Natalie Harp.
I call her the blonde girl, or which sounds derogatory. I don't mean it to be.
No, but in chat, do we know who we're talking about with this? Have you heard this?
The human printer?
This theory, the human printer? Because she carries a printer with him. It's Trump's assistant, right? I mean,
he doesn't like to look at screens, and he likes to have paper in front of him. But she also tweets out his videos and gets analytics and stuff for him.
And has sent him basically borderline Natalie Harper, yeah. I thought it was Harp, but either way. Yeah.
Harp's another government project.
Yeah, that's she's written what's basically been like love letters affirming her dedication and admiration of Trump.
In theory, she's done this, or like
no, in reality, she has done this. She has sent letters saying that, he is her everything, etc., etc. And then when he was asked about it, apparently like Melania and the whole family, like she's basically extended family is the way that he has responded to it. So
good way to respond.
Yeah.
I mean, she is easy on the eyes. Not going to lie. We'll leave that at that. Kathy says she sleeps in the locker room just to be in the vicinity. Wow. Natalie Harper, have you heard of the trunk ride story? I'm the Lawless. Is that the one where her and Trump took a ride in the food cart? Is that the one we're talking about? Tim Harkness says the new Marine One was also killing the grass.
Tim, absolutely. That's a true story too. That I knew.
I am the Walrus. Wait, can we solve this economically? We didn't want to start with that. I'm also reading through chat backwards. PHF 0 OCW77 says, "Girl, you want." I'm not sure the reference, but I'm sure someone will fill me in. Let's see here. Tim Harkness. She was a cancer patient who was saved from the right to try the experimental treatments. Are we talking about Natalie?
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. That's great. Oh, that's the Devo song. Okay. I would love to play that right now, but we would get copyright struck like within a millisecond.
I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I'm scrolling through my Google News here, and it's probably going to be glary. But I think basically it says,
That's her.
"Who is Natalie Harp?" I guess
her.
I'm going to click this. We're going to learn together tonight, folks.
You don't know who Natalie Harp is?
Well, no, I mean, I know who she is, but I know that of the 77 folks that are in this chat right now, there's probably at least one person who doesn't. So I don't want to leave them out. And speaking of 77 people in the chat, if you're new around here, make sure you take time to smash that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, like, share us on your social medias, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. You can even share us on YouTube now. YouTube has a really cool direct messaging feature that I'm just learning about. My dad sent me a video the other day, and I'm like, how did I get a message on YouTube? So that's pretty cool. I'll send you one later, Fried. But yeah, make sure you guys are sharing us out there. Put us out there on your Twitters, on your Facebooks, like-minded friends, family, all that good stuff. Let us know, let them know who we are. And yeah, we really appreciate you being here. If you're over on the TT platform, over on the Timekeeping platform, we operate a 24/7 live stream on the Red platform. So make sure you come on over. You subscribe to us over there. It's free to subscribe. FREE free, my favorite 4-letter F word. And join us when things go down. We are constantly watching everything up, down, northeast, southwest, what's going on in the world, geopolitics, all the good stuff, maybe even some domestic issues every once in a while. And don't forget plane tracking and dinner talk, because, food.
Thank you, Swiller. That was awesome. Tim says, yeah, the message on YT. Yeah. One night, Tim was like, how did you send me a message on YouTube? And I'm like, I sent you a message on YouTube. I didn't even know that it had that feature, but here I was sending a private message to Tim. That was awesome.
The accidents.
Christine Nelson, K2K. I'm new here. So far, so good. Hey, welcome in. Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
So I did see that. I'm not sure if people were joking or not, but I'll take you for real. I like to catch people up. Natalie Harp. Let's talk about her real quick. Presidential aide, also known as the human printer. She carries around a portable printer. She's Trump's aide. Behind the books, people say that she's obsessed with Trump. Even her family members say that, which I can't really comment on that either way. However, recently, it was said that Air Force One, I believe they were in Turkey, Air Force One, there was a threat against Air Force One, and this is getting off track just a little bit, and the press pool was on there. Marco Rubio was on there. Who's his bald spokesperson guy? He was on there as well. On Air Force One, and so was Trump, so was supposed to be Trump, and then also his news lady. Oh man, I'm awful with names tonight. The one who just resigned. She put her 2 weeks in.
Caroline.
Yeah, Caroline Leavitt. She was on Air Force One, and they had Secret Service came in and said, "Hey, can everyone pull their blinds down?" Blah 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 blah. Rather than boarding Trump on Air Force One, Trump, and the human printer here, Natalie Harp, supposedly were put in a food truck, also food cart, possibly, and put on a Air Force Two in a different area. Meanwhile, threat to Air Force One, unknown threat, or unverified threat, takes off, possibly with those people in harm's way. Some of them kind of salty about it, possibly Caroline Leavitt, because the day after she puts in her 2 weeks. I don't usually get into politics. I'm not calling anybody out here. I'm just telling you what I've seen. And then, yeah, so some people a little salty about not getting off of that flight and letting it continue.
So essentially they pulled a Taylor Swift.
Yeah, so they pulled a Taylor Swift and moved them in the bin over to a different flight and took off safe and sound over there. Here, if you don't know, this is Natalie Harp getting off one of the aircrafts here with Trump, but she's pretty much glued to his side as his official do-it-all kind of person.
That's so interesting.
She carries the bag. She carries the printer. She's ready to go. She's ready to tweet and type and all the fun stuff.
A second chance at life, essentially, is what she got. And I think that's probably what it is. I think that the media does hype that up, but I really do think that that's what it is. He gave her an opportunity at a second chance at life. So
I think that's great. Let's see. Raygun. I'm going to start saying it that way now. Raygun, 8-ball. Will the U.S. troops be on Iran soil within the coming weeks? The 8-ball says yes. You hear folks. First, folks. Warbot says we're going to have U.S. troops on the ground in Iran in the next 2 weeks. So it must be true. Yeah. Personal assistant. I'm watching from Australia. Is a U.S. national draft scheduled for this December?
Nope.
Have not heard of anything of the sort. I would hope not.
absolutely not. I hope not.
Nope, drafts are not scheduled. Number one. They're
surprise.
Yeah, surprise, you're joining, whether you want to or not.
I'm not sure if I retweeted this. Speaking of the draft, I watched a video, awful video. It was in Ukraine, and someone is about to get forcefully taken and forcefully drafted into the war, and their family comes out with shovels and starts attacking the people ready to like force draft this person into a van to go fight in the war, and they successfully get him free. But that was an interesting video. I'll try to share that over on X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Tim Harkness says there's going to be the WNBA draft.
Did we sidetrack really quick? Did we talk about the air crash in Pennsylvania?
I have not touched on that. Go ahead. Awful news.
So apparently, it was this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was military, right? Do you know more about this?
Yep.
So it was military. Units on the scene collided with another small aircraft at the Carlisle Airport in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. 2 dead, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Another military crash with involving a helicopter.
Yeah, there was an Apache that went down in Texas a few days ago.
Yeah.
And I thought that they grounded everything.
Apaches are supposedly grounded.
Right. But we don't know. I don't know exactly what this helicopter was, though, today. Was it a helicopter or was it another small aircraft?
I don't remember. I just remember hearing service members going down in a crash, unfortunately. I think this was
music, and in Kenya, too, there was 5.
Yep.
And then a high-ranking military official down.
Yeah, actually, the Kenya one is the one I was talking about, or the one that I heard, that they were on a sightseeing aircraft, and that one went down, unfortunately. So
the only reason that we heard about that one in Kenya is because there was a high-ranking TV executive on that flight.
Oh, okay.
They have played him in showing pictures of this guy in every news station that he's ever touched. And he was in a lot of news stations, was pretty high up. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think that Kenya one would be near viral.
DK64 says, I think this was a Learjet. Thank you so much.
So here, the FFA, a Cessna 150 plane and a Bell 407 helicopter collided in midair near Carlisle, Pennsylvania around 7:50 local time.
So for those that don't know, a Cessna 150 is your Toyota Camry of airplanes, your Honda Civic of airplanes. It's the 150 has been around forever. It has a little 100 horsepower Lycoming engine inside of it, does 90 knots cruising. If there's a tailwind, it's your lucky day. It's not very maneuverable. It's very much a training, or I have to fly a couple hours to work because I live in a remote area type of a plane. Bell 407 helicopter is essentially a Huey. I believe the 407 is the twin engine version of the Huey with the 4 blades. I'll have to look that up to make sure that I'm not giving you guys bad information. I'll get back to you on that. While it is maneuverable, it's a larger helicopter, a little bit more sluggish. And those two things hitting each other, man, that's going to be a bad day for especially
that's
the Cessna.
awful.
Yeah,
the helicopter.
There were two in the helicopter and then unknown in the Cessna.
Yeah, the Cessna could only really hold, I think a 150 could only hold 2, maybe 4. It's when you get up to the Cessna 172, which they look almost exactly alike, just the 172 slightly bigger and a little bit more comfort and whatnot. I wanted to get back to Douglas really quick, asking about the draft in December. What Douglas might be thinking about real quick is that the change to the system takes effect in December of 26. So rather than having to sign the piece of paper and send it back yourself to register yourself, you're now going to be automatically digitally enrolled into the draft. So that is what is happening in December, but not a draft itself. They're not doing a draft itself.
Which is probably possibly a good thing. Hear me out. I remember being a little stressed when I was turning 18. I was like, okay, if I forget this, I could get in trouble or something. So like, might as well. I got to do it anyways. Just sign me up. Put me in there, coach. Kind of like jury duty. Like, notify me.
Right.
You're signed up.
My wife's got jury duty at the end of the month. Haha.
Let's see what else is going on. Let's spin the globe back over to the Middle East and keep an eye on what's going over there as well, because we have a few more tankers up over in the Persian Gulf. Reagan says selective service is automatic now. Yes. Thank you so much. And Douglas says, okay, thanks for the clarification. And happening right now, supposedly, this coming from Mossad commentary, the IDF are striking targets, Hezbollah assets right now. The IDF had launched a series of airstrikes targeting Hezbollah assets in the latest operation against Iran-backed terror groups. Also happening, I'm thinking a couple hours ago, Kyiv was really hit hard, really hard, again, by some ballistic missiles from Russia as a counterattack to, not a counterattack, but to clap back at them for the drone attack. Switching gears really quick, we got a few people chatting with us over on our clock platform. We got Chris Jackson, Warwatch Intel. Would you rather use ADSB or flight radar?
Oh, here we go.
If I had to pick one, I use them both. Actually, I use them both pretty equally, and I also double check them back and forth equally on the stream. The 24/7 stream, I use them both on the screen. If I had to pick one, I would probably say flight radar, because it picks up some satellite only stuff sometimes, and I'm not sure if the ADSB does that. But personally, I use ADSB.lol all the time. It's ad free. I'm pretty sure it's ad free. So ADSB.lol. Yeah.
28 minutes ago, Polish Air Force announced that they are scrambling air assets due to drone strikes in Ukraine.
Man.
Well, and they were they've had airplanes up all day. They've had all kinds of stuff in that area.
Real quick, Anthony Rogers. Hey, welcome in over on our clock platform. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. Anthony Rogers just reached the level 4 in your fan club. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Good friends over there on the TT platform.
Yeah, some longtime friends over there as well. We just started going live again over on that platform. Rob is an ADSB feeder. You guys know what that means?
Not at
I think that's really awesome. So ADSB, we're going to have just a quick minimal lesson here. How flight radar and ADSB and all the flight tracking services work. That's not actually real radar that we're picking up. People like Rob. Rob is a W. Rob's a legend over there. We're getting interrupted by an EAM. Give me just a second.
Coming. Break. Tango. Mike. 5. Sierra. Victor. Yankee. Stand by. Tango. Mike. 5. Sierra. Victor. Yankee. Stand by. Tango. Mike. 5. Sierra. Victor. Yankee. Stand by. Message followed. Tango. Mike. 5. Sierra. Victor. Yankee. Echo. Alpha. Golf. 3. Papa. 4. 7. Yankee. Quebec. X-ray. Alpha. Delta. Golf. 4. Charlie. Juliet. 6. Foxtrot. Charlie. Sierra. Golf. Quebec. 7. 3. Let's say it again. Tango. Mike. 5. Sierra. Victor. Yankee. Echo. Alpha. Golf. 3. Pop. 4. 7. Yankee. Quebec. X-ray. Alpha. Delta. Golf. 4. Charlie. Juliet. 6. Foxtrot. Charlie. Sierra. Golf. Quebec. 7. 3. This is coming out.
Okay, so it sounds like the new ground station call sign is Cummings, I think. I can never hear the call signs. I'm so deaf. I need to crank up my headphones. During that, I was actually just messaging Fried. Thought a good t-shirt or sign. I stopped for all EAMs. I mean, EAMs, they interrupt everything. And Reagan had a funny story that you were in a shopping somewhere and your phone was probably on Warwatch Intel or listening to something and your phone was up or something like that and you were hearing EAMs. I've had that happen too, and people look my way and I want to be like, hey, did you catch the call sign? As I'm in like the cereal aisle at Walmart or something.
I was going to say my purse has actually started announcing EAMs too occasionally when I forget to close my
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
That happens.
We've been there. There. Where were we? We're talking about
the bank.
At the bank. That's a fun one. Being a feeder for ADSB. So ADSB, our flight radars, our ADSB platforms, Skyglass, they all get their information from awesome people, legends as I call them. They put these little trackers, little antennas and computers that hook up to their internet or Wi-Fi at their house or somewhere, and they feed this information to databases like ADSB, FlightAware, stuff like that, which in turn share this with all of us. So airplanes in the sky send out these signals. I believe on regular US traffic is 1090 megahertz. And so we receive those signals and then they get put into a database and then everyone gets to see all this awesome stuff on the screen. A lot of countries, I believe like China and stuff, don't allow these. So that's why we don't see a lot of traffic, and also the firewalls and security stuff blocking all outgoing stuff in China. But yeah, awesome people like them being feeders, or else none of this would be possible. So That's how we have so much coverage all over the world. So if we're looking over here in the Persian Gulf at these two tankers, somewhere over here in the region, someone has a little ADSB feeder device transmitting that to the internet, giving that to the database. And that's how all of this is possible. And that's why sometimes we lose tracking of these aircraft over long distances where there's no feeders. Oceans, large lakes, deserts, forests, and stuff like that. Anyways, that's my story. Amy had a question. What's up with the heightened amount of earthquakes?
That's a great question.
Actually, you know what? If Swiller's still here in the background listening to us, I'm going to wait for him to come back.
There he is.
Swiller sent me an awesome video on this. Maybe you can explain it better than me. I'm not an earthquake guy. I find them fascinating, but the video that you sent me, maybe we'll talk about this on the next live if you can't right now, which is totally okay. But what's going on with the earthquakes? All the huge earthquakes, all the tension, the pressure.
Gotcha. So this is always something on the back of my mind. I live in Central California, Northern California, we'll call it. So earthquakes, always on my mind. I grew up in the Bay Area. I was alive and in San Francisco, or just a suburb of San Francisco, during the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake at an epicenter of 6.8 in the Santa Cruz area, which was about 60 miles south of San Francisco on the San Andreas Fault. And there are several faults that run kind of in parallel with each other in different segments of the state. And with the earthquakes that have been happening in all the other parts of the world around the Ring of Fire, there have been no earthquakes happening between basically Alaska, the Aleutian Islands, and like Guatemala, Central America. There's been Colombia and there's been Venezuela. But
I'm pulling up a map right now.
Yeah, so Frost showing the map up right now. Basically, from the top of the map to right there where Frost just zoomed in on, there really hasn't been any earthquakes, and there's been 7s everywhere else along the Ring of Fire. So the thought is that we are way more at risk here in the West Coast than they have previously thought.
Mm-hmm.
B, when they were looking at the southern San Andreas Fault, where I believe they were saying it meets the San Bernardino or the San Ysidro Fault, one of the faults down there.
Yeah,
that both of them are at the highest tension that they've been at in over 1,000 years. And usually when they are like this at the same time, a very bad earthquake is very soon to follow. So I was saying that I hope, obviously I hope no earthquakes happen because I don't want anybody injured or no loss of life, anything like that.
right.
Well, I hope it's in Southern California versus Northern California just because of where I live, right?
Right.
But the fact that me 6 hours away from where that quake might happen and I might be able to feel it, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be a big quake. Yeah. There's going to be buildings coming down in downtown Los Angeles. And, I just was reading another article that said that the LA City Council just voted 10-3 to make 12 additional areas that were originally listed as no camping areas allowed to be camping. You're going to have populations outside of buildings that are going to be coming down on top of people. And because they're homeless, and there's no way to keep track of those folks, you're not going to know how many are missing or who to look for, how to look for them, or anything like that. If an earthquake hits California, especially Southern California, it is going to be crazy. But getting back to the earthquake, Amy asks, why so much tension? It's to my belief and to what I've been reading kind of elsewhere. Frost, if you zoom out just a little bit before we get back to this.
You got it.
Keep going. Go worldview. So the box that makes up from the California coast to down there where the Frost cursor was on the Southern American coast, all the way over to Australia, up to Asia. If you look at that as a big giant box, that is part of the Ring of Fire. And all the earthquakes have been happening to the eastern side or the southern side of the Ring of Fire. The tension is being created because things are twisting, pivoting, rotating, moving, subducting in the western part of Northern America and Central America. So think like holding your hand. Think like taking a piece of paper and putting it on a desk and putting your hand on the bottom corner that's closest to you. And then take your right hand, put it there. Take your left hand and start to rotate the paper while you're holding the bottom of the sheet of paper.
Okay, I see what you're saying. The
your
pressure.
Right hand off, as soon as you take your right hand off, the paper is going to want to spring back to the rectangle position that it normally is faced in. And that's kind of what you got right now. If you're thinking of this as a big square peg and a big square hole that has torque being applied to it, eventually one corner is going to have the most torque and is going to give the hardest. And that's kind of what's happening now. It's going to be crazy. Also, in chat, Doug mentions 300 miles off of San Diego has volcanologists very concerned. The seafloor has risen due to volcanic activity. And he's correct. They did not expect that one. I see E6 EAM. Do we got an EAM, Frost?
Oh, 1 second. I think it's an E6 one. I don't have that on stream right now. Right now we're listing from Europe. We'll count that one if someone finds it, but go ahead.
So the one down in San Diego is kind of catching them off guard, but there's another one of these volcanic mounds under the earth or under the ocean up in the California-Oregon border, south of Cascadia. And that has bubbled up to its most, its dome has the most lava in it that it's had in ages. So they're expecting an eruption there. They say that one won't be bad. The one in San Diego has the potential to put off a tsunami towards Hawaii if it gets big enough.
Holy smokes.
That one has caught some folks off guard. It's a little scary living in the West Coast right now, just knowing how much tension is pent up underground. There's so much tension pent up underground that it's creating new fault lines, new fractures in the earth because of the tension.
Swiller, give me 1 second. You're explaining this really well. We're going to catch the tail end of this EAM here.
Copy.
7, 3, I say again.
BRB.
Okay.
Tango, Light, 5, Sierra, Victor, Yankee, Echo, Golf, 3, Papa, 4, Quebec, X-Ray, Alpha, Delta, Golf, 4, Charlie, Juliet, 6, Foxtrot, Charlie, Sierra, Golf, Quebec, 7, 3. This is Billy Bob out.
Okay, so that E6, Reagan, thank you so much for hearing that E6 happening in the background. I did not have that one open to hear that locally. Let me adjust the squelch here. So that was Billy Bob, which is an E6 aircraft broadcasting in EAM. Real simply for anyone new here, E6s are command and control aircraft that fly around and they can release a really long antenna behind it, and they can broadcast these emergency action messages that we happen to hear right now. Tim has a good question in chat before we move on from the earthquakes. Would the volcanoes coincide with earthquakes? We'll wait on Swiller's answer there, and anyone in chat can also answer on that too. I think yes, and I think that's why we're also seeing heightened activity on and around the Ring of Fire right now. Is that right?
Correct.
It's all alive.
There is a correlation. One will happen without the other. So usually with an eruption, obviously you're going to have earthquakes tied around that, but you won't always have an eruption when there's earthquakes. But definitely all has to do with it. The pressure underneath the crust down in the mantle is does and will cause earthquakes for sure. But usually one related to the other, but not the other related to the one.
So real quick, that E6, thank you so much, Swiller. That's hugely important because earthquakes have been crazy lately. I mean, they always have been, but like right now I just feel like we're trending in earthquake season somehow.
Absolutely.
I'm not seeing this E6 that just broadcasted on Flight Radar or ADSB. So sometimes they go up, as we call them, dark. They're under a tactical hex code.
Do we know what side of the country they were?
No, we were hearing them decent here in the middle.
Okay. There were two earlier up today, and they were both like
Pacific,
more
right?
No, they were up. They were down over southern, like by Georgia, and then moving towards like the middle of the U.S. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're hanging around somewhere.
Real quick about that E6, Reagan also said that the call sign for that E6, which is interesting for the people that track this, is the call sign was Billy Bob, which I believe last week, as Reagan also said, was the call sign for a ground station. Going deeper on that,
it was
E6s generally have a call sign that is like one word, like laser or I don't know, tractor, stuff like that. But 2-word names and or syllables are usually reserved for command. Maybe that's a command E6 or maybe a ground station. From what I've seen, like I'm not telling you definitively, but these are just my observations and personal opinion. But that's interesting. Reagan also says the sun causes earthquakes and volcanoes. I am with you there. A lot of people might disagree with me, and that's totally okay. But I am with you on the sun causing earthquakes and volcanoes. You can point and laugh at me for that. I'm totally okay with that. Tim Harkness says last E6 I spotted was off the coast of California near San Francisco. And please, if you're new here, feel free to ask questions about what it is we're doing here. Earthquakes, flights, what we're hearing and listening to on the radio, all this stuff. I don't want anyone to feel left out. This is an awesome place to ask questions. We're not going to point and laugh at you. Fried, you had an update for us?
You know, I did. I was watching there's been a lot of weird things, right? There's been a lot of weird things with technology and the water stuff and everything like that. Today, issuing a joint advisory where it was the NSA, FBI, CISA, DOE, and EPA all came out today in a joint statement or in a joint advisory to say that there have been active threats targeting programmable logic controllers in water, energy, manufacturing, and other sectors. Attackers are using internet scanning and AI-generated scripts disguised as monitoring tools to gain access and potentially disrupt operations. This is very similar to what we saw, like right in Georgia and
Michigan,
Minnesota, and Michigan, and definitely something to be watching for. I feel maybe it's my tinfoil hat needing to be put on, but I feel like I need to start getting like supplies, like for water. I don't know why I've been so hyper focused on that lately. But like go bags and all the things, just having all that ready. Cause that's been happening a lot. And after I didn't have internet or cell phone 2 weeks ago, I've been
makes you pay attention when you lose internet or power or services like that.
Yes, and it wasn't just my area, right? Like I feel like there's been sections of the US where everybody's kind of complaining about phones and things like that. And it very much could be the sun, things like that. But it makes you hyper aware.
Last time the sun got pretty active where we could see all the stuff in the sky, all the aurora borealis and stuff like that, the northern lights. We actually lost multiple cities lost power all over the state of Wyoming here, in South Dakota, and some in Montana. It was like a cascading problem, and I believe that was due to the sun getting pretty active. Going back to your electronic warfare type stuff, Reagan also has in chat, PLC needs to be removed from web access. So these attacks, especially using AI, I'm not sure if anyone here follows what's going on with AI. I think we're going to have a conversation, a whole live stream dedicated to AI pretty soon. It's getting pretty wild. Claude Code from Anthropic released Fable 5, I believe, or Fable about a month ago or over a month ago. And the National Security Administration, the NSA, came back and said, no, you need to take that back. It's a little too powerful. We used it and it hacked through all of our servers in like 30 minutes. So what I'm saying is somebody with very minimal knowledge could use readily available services on the internet. Shodan, for one, you could type in like water services, type access, terminal access, SSH, all this crazy stuff. And you can see what vulnerabilities are out there on the internet. And you could be like, hey, AI, scan for this using Shodan, a free service, and show me which ones are vulnerable, what I could attack right now. It's scary. It's scary what like one person in any country could do remotely over the internet. We're in a bad spot, to be honest with you. Not to be super doomy, but as someone who knows a little bit about this, we're in a tough spot here. I am the Walrus says, I welcome our AI overlords. They're listening. Yes. I always say please and thank you when I'm talking to AI, because someday I'm going to be shining their boots. Let's see here. Rhonda Dangle says, please hit that like button. I'm going to take just a minute and do what Swiller always does, and he's already done on this live stream. If you've been here, if you like what you're hearing, if you like this community, this is your kind of stuff, and we're your people, go ahead and give us a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have you, and please ask tons of questions. We have 100 people chatting with us tonight. We have our good friends over there in TikTok world as well. Thank you so much. We're also live over on X, but YouTube is our home base, our main group here. So we love everyone, but our YouTubers, thank you so much. We have 101. It's been a while since we've been up that high, so thanks. It's a great way to come back.
Absolutely.
Peter says yes, and the sun is at a grand solar maximum.
It is.
Fried, other than the news, next time we go live, I think I'm going to talk about AI, electronic threats, water, electricity, power grid, that kind of stuff.
How did I know that would be right up your alley to mention
electronic warfare?
So I don't know.
There was a question I just unpinned on accident, and it was in chat. Music Muse says, what about hearing, for example, Charlie 3 or 4 times in the same EAM, or Tango 3 times, etc.? No one really knows what that means. If we've been over this with you before, I apologize. The first 6 characters of an EAM is the preamble, which we also call the header. We'll get into that in another EAM deep dive night. We'll do one of those again. But as far as like 3 or 4 T's or H's or 7s together, unknown. Some people might say that's a break, but that's too easy for these guys. We have some of the best and brightest working on the crypto here. Fried Swiller, anything else we need to touch on before we wrap this sucker up? We're over our hour tonight. Not that we have a hard stop, but I know we said half hour.
Oh boy.
I know we got lives and families and people
We do.
It's all good. I
take care
got
of.
bagel bites and yogurt and applesauce on the kids' plate, and I got all my taco stuff out. So after the live stream, I can go make tacos. So we're doing all good.
There we go, buddy.
No, I think that the only thing I wanted to touch on is thoughts and prayers for the folks of Ukraine tonight. That clapback from Russia is going to be intense. I was reading on X a little while ago. There are 7 Tu-95s, 2 Tu-160s up in the air, which gives them the potential for 50 cruise missiles, not to mention the ballistic threat and the fact that they don't have any more interceptors, because a lot of people are making a big deal about Ukraine not having Patriot interceptors, but they're not only using Patriot, they're using the IRIS system as well. There's a couple of other longer range systems that Europe is also no longer able to give them munitions for. So it's not just the big bad US. It just is what it is right now. It'd be nice to have a little bit more of a weapon stock. In a future video, we're going to actually get a deep dive into very nice, Christine. In a future video, or live stream, we're going to deep dive into America's manufacturing capabilities when it comes to defense, when it comes to the interceptors, when it comes to the SM missiles, the standard missiles that the ships use, when it comes to the Tomahawk TLAMs, when it comes to Patriot interceptors, THAAD interceptors, Avenger interceptors, NASM interceptors. We're going to talk about all that in a future video coming up. I've been doing some research. I haven't even told Frost or Fried, but I've been doing some research on the back end about what our production levels are, where our stockpiles actually sit. And, there's a lot of people out there that seem to think that they know a lot about what we can do, what we have, and whatnot. Just remember, when the government says that they're building 10 of something, they've either built none or they've built 20. Who the hell knows?
Right. Real quick, T-Mobile, there was a cyber staff to reveal that physically they chopped a network cable after discovering China hackers have attempted to infiltrate the system. So to turn it off, they physically chopped the cable. Yeah, so we'll talk about cyber attacks, AI threats on our next live stream. And then Swiller has that great production, defense, and missile live stream coming up as well. That sounds fantastic. We have a lot of content coming to you guys. Swiller, you want to wrap us up and get us on out of here so I can restart the 24/7 stream?
Absolutely. Guys, thank you everybody for being here tonight, joining us on this live stream. As we mentioned before, we on the Red platform, the YT platform, maintain a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week live stream, which is what Frost just alluded to restarting. He's going to be doing that as soon as we sign off of here. Speaking of signing off, I'm going to do that right now. I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you for being here. I am Swiller. He is Frost. She is Fried. This is War Watch Intel. We are out.
See ya.
Bye.